this is part 2. My video kicked off. Someone tried to call me and it just automatically kicked my video off. I'm kind of low tech here. I just do things off of my phone most of the time. I do want to get a GoPro or something different so that I'm not reliant on just video on my phone, because even right now it's telling me I only have 37 minutes, which I really should wrap it up hopefully before then. But anyway, so as of August, July, we moved my mom to Wyoming in July. And at that point, I was, like I said, I was down to 800 items, and my sales were doing good to be 6,500 a month. And I just had sold tons. I sold tons of items for my mom that she didn't want, and we split the money, or she gave me the money, whatever. So I had all this inventory, but my time was just so much less, and I just could not figure out how to consistently get my listings up because of all the time I was spending in Texas. And anyway, things are better now. This is October 5th, and it took much longer than I had hoped. I thought 2 weeks at home. I bought a bunch of inventory, really good inventory. I wasn't just buying things just to buy them. I really took care in finding good inventory again. And I thought in 2 weeks I'll get all these listings up, and it was just much more difficult than I thought it would be to get back to having 1,400 listings all the time. And I still am not there. It is October, and I am still at around 1,005 listings as of, this morning when I shipped. I am selling a lot. My income is back up to about 8,200 on the 90-day, or on the monthly. So I'm at about 24, 25 for the 90 days. But I am still going to have to work. I think it'll be December to get that net gain in my store to where I have 1,400 items again. And yeah, so that's kind of where I've been, what's been happening. The good news is I made it through it. I didn't have to go get another job. There were a few times I thought I'm just going to have to go pick up a few days of nursing, because I am a nurse, and I have quit my full-time. I haven't worked as a nurse for almost 2 years, but I thought I always keep that as something in my back pocket. I try to run my business without looking at the fact that I can go back, because if you're distracted with always thinking, should I go back, should I not, then you're not going to put your full focus on your business. But I am blessed that if eBay ever kicked me off or something happened like that, that I do have the ability to go make a full-time living if I need to. And so I just wanted to catch everybody up on this video. I will be posting some of my solds and doing some more hauls. It just may be a while, because I am nowhere near trying to make a living on YouTube. It isn't even a part of my income, and I'm not concerned with it being a part of that. I do it more because I just like to share, and so it's still going to be quite a while in between videos, because I need to get my sales up to at least 10,000 a month. The reason why I have to have 10,000 a month to do this full time is because at 10,000 a month, I net out of eBay, like the deposits, the payouts that eBay gives me are about 5,000 a month. And for normal people, you would spend $200 or $300 a week rebuying your inventory, and then you would get to keep the rest. So that would be maximum. Say you spent even $400 a week, that would be $1,600 out of the 5,000, and you would still have 3,500, something like that, approximately, to live off of. But in my case, I still have to travel, and I have a huge amount of travel expenses. So even if I go to the bins in Denver and stay 2 days and try to be picky enough that I'm not just bringing home just a bunch of $10 items, if I try to keep my average sale price at even $21, $22 plus shipping, which is more like 27, 28. That's where I like to be. I have huge expenses in getting to Denver, gas money, wear and tear on my car, which a lot of people don't factor in, but I drive so much that if I'm not careful, I buy a new car every 4 to 5 years. And so I have to really combine my trips and try not to put so many miles on my car. So I end up going to Denver, and I'll get a hotel or two. I do have people that I know in Denver that sometimes I'll stay with, but when I'm really in work mode and I'm at the bins from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. and then I go get supper, and then I'm wanting to go to bed, and so I don't always take advantage of the free places that I can stay. So my expenses weekly to replenish my inventory, because I'm almost out. That's why I'm going today. I'm almost out of inventory. I did not successfully get a death pile for the winter. Normally I try to do that at garage sales in the summer. I try to overbuy and spend an extra $50 a week so that in the winter I have some good things to list. But I did not successfully do that because of all my time away in Texas. So my expenses for this week will be minimum $250 just in gas money, just to go to Laramie. This is in Wyoming. This is an hour and a half from my house, is Laramie, Wyoming, then Cheyenne, Wyoming, and then I get into Fort Collins, Denver, and to the bins if I want to. But today I'm just going to go to Cheyenne. And thankfully, I have a lot of small town thrift stores where when I'm fortunate, I find a week's worth, and it's a lot cheaper than going to Denver, not just expense-wise, but it's cheaper, just price-wise. The Goodwills in Wyoming charge a lot less than the ones in Denver. And because I'm not driving to Denver and getting hotels, I can pay $3 or $4 an item at the regular Goodwills and be ahead. The problem is the supply, because I wear out Laramie and Cheyenne very, very quickly, and I don't want to lower my standards because so much of my time is spent just getting to where I can source. So for me, I have to have $10,000 a month, because I have probably, if I'm really listing a lot, and if I'm not finding things all the time like I like, I can easily spend $1,000 a month just in gas, hotels, and travel costs. And then I still have the same amount of money that most people do for the actual inventory out and all of that. So that is why for me to just even be able to do this full time and make what I used to make as a nurse, which is around $3,500 to $5,000 a month, I really need to be at $12,000 in sales. And I've always known that. Thankfully, I don't have to have $6,000 a month at all times. I am able to comfortably live with my part of the household expenses and all of that at $3,500 a month. So now I'm back up. Even at $8,200, I've been keeping my expenses really low. I'm doing some consignments for some family members, which means I haven't had to travel quite as far. And then I've made bins trips and really combined my trips. So I've kept my expenses low. So the $3,500 that I took home, I had very little money out of that had to go back into inventory. But I'm running out, and now I'm having to get to $10,000 as quickly as I can, because even at $8,200, by the time I reinvest, I'm really close. Because I promote my listings, I do have a coupon out there. I do charge for shipping. I do not do free shipping, but I do turn my inventory over quite quickly because I promote and I do coupons. So that's just a little bit about me. If you're new to my channel, I do a lot of hauls. I guess I should have explained at the beginning of the video that I do live in a mountain town in the middle of Wyoming, and we are blessed to live there, but it is not cheap to live there. Even just to get groceries and things like that, you do rely on Amazon a lot. I have things shipped to me from Sam's, and then when you actually need to go in person to get oil changes and things like that, you either have to book them out about 2 months ahead because there's so few mechanics and that kind of thing where I live, or you just end up driving and you end up just going to do as many things in one day as you can. But I love my life. I'm not complaining. I have found ways to work around it and to still be full-time on eBay and Amazon. So for Amazon, I do a lot of online arbitrage, but my cash flow really dried up and I wasn't able to do that. So I am rebuilding eBay first, and then I will be starting to rebuild my business on Amazon. It won't happen for fourth quarter, but I think by February I'll have that back, and I'm really excited about that. But when you're only netting between $3,000 and $4,000, there's just not enough for me to go rebuy my Amazon inventory. And I do have a lot of available business credit. I have personal credit. I have all of that I could use, but I have used that in the past and I paid it off successfully. I didn't have any trouble, but there were some health issues that I had a child who had, and that's another story. You can go back and look at my videos. But during that time, I did really struggle to pay my business credit back. And so I have chosen to try to just use my time instead of my money. And but I'm not anti-business credit. I just want to make sure that I don't ever get too far out there. And so that's why I've chosen to just be a scrapper and go look for the best deals I can for the highest amount of money. So anyway, I appreciate those of you, my subscribers, who have stuck in there. I really thought my subscriber list would go down. I only have, 100 and some of you who have joined because I didn't make a whole lot of videos when I first started, and then I was trying to gear up, and I was really having a lot of you tell me that you enjoyed the videos, but then all of this happened, and so I appreciate those of you who have hung in there, and I hope that you're doing well. I really would love to hear from you, and I will, and just expect some more videos from me again. Just understand that I put my business first because I am a real reseller. I do not have any problem with people making their living on YouTube. I think that's great. But I feel like right now I need to make my living on eBay, and then who knows in the future what the future holds. Maybe these videos will become more a part of my income, but I am not doing it for that reason. I think people can tell when you're desperate for followers and that kind of thing, and I want to make these because I enjoy sharing, and I think I have a very unique perspective of actually being able to be full-time when you are 90 miles away from the nearest Goodwill. I think it can be done, and it's just a different business model than if you live in a bigger city, which that has all of its own problems too, and the high prices are one of them. But anyway, guys, take care. Thanks for listening to me rambling on, and I will check in with you later. Bye-bye.